Let's keep going. They sent people to check on their mother. They went over to check on their mother. This asshole doesn't answer the door. But he tells y'all it's only been 2 times. It's been more than 2 times. And he's never opened the door. This woman is not in a good situation. This ain't like, oh, I told where his mama used to work and how much money. No, this isn't that. This is not that. She's in a bad situation. And here's the other thing. Because of his hoarding, the door to her ramp, she's in a wheelchair, the door to her ramp is blocked with shit. And that shit ain't just being moved out of the way every time they gotta leave the house. The one entry is so narrow, she can't fit out of that in a wheelchair. That's why she has a ramp. That's why she has a ramp. And so, he's got a bad back. How the hell is he getting her in and out of the house? She's not leaving the house. He puts workers in there and then threatens them or fires them if they answer the door. He told me not to answer the door for anyone. My assumption was that the family comes over with, scheduled visits. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Right? If that's happening, they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's how they got that. But this is not what's been happening. This is not what's been happening. So, they're not able to get that woman alone and be able to talk to her on whether or not she wants to stay there with the child that she refers to as the devil. That's right, Umar. You painting the picture like you and your mother have been. That woman refers to you as the devil. Ooh, you are your father's son. You are your father's son. Let me keep going. This is why I believe them. Because you took a man's wife and put it up on Instagram. No respect. Look at how you treat your daughter. No respect. No respect for my son, my daughter. That stuff that you put up on your Instagram. No respect. You have no respect for black women. You have no respect for black families. You talk that shit, you don't walk it. Let me tell you how terrible this is, y'all. So, you can't see your mother. But then the fuck up that has her decides to get in a rental car and beg people that he's already stole millions from. I know the number they got circulating now, I'm quite sure it's higher than that. Millions from, and you ask them to help you out, begging for money, not only in your name but in her name also. The house that you stay in, that's not your house, that's her house. You have control over her money. Where the fuck you fumbled it? Because you're terrible with money. And as soon as anybody gets in that fucking house, they gonna see that. You are not the person to be donating any funds to. I warned everybody. I did a video. I told y'all to stay away from this. Don't have your personal accounts sending money to this account and it's froze. Nobody listened. Because y'all think I'm scorned and bitter. I am relieved. I feel blessed. That I knew once I got close to that man and seen what I seen that was not what God had for me. It couldn't have been. I've done too much good in my life for that to be the person for me. So that was never an option.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Can't you just tell that I really want to direct some horror movies? Speaking of horror movies, we're almost to October, where I definitely want to do some horror movie reviews. But I'm telling you what, I'm really backed up on this catalog. I've been meaning to get this video out for a couple of days, and then I end up having to dig into the well and just serve y'all a couple of videos from the past. I told y'all, I've made videos a long time ago, and that's what you just saw the last couple of days. So hopefully enjoyed those a little bit, and I still have more in the vault somewhere if I need them. But today we're talking about horror, and we're talking about Dr. Umar again. And just like in horror, he's just like one of those villains that just can't seem to die, or at least his drama doesn't seem to die. It never ends. It's constantly just growing. Every time you look up and see that he's spoken on another platform, it's just more foot and mouth for Dr. Umar. Every day he seems to get up on another platform, and he's always able to find somebody who is still D-riding this man, straight Tarzaning him, to the point where it's like, come on, how do you just sit here and just be this big of a sucker real time? I don't get it. You got old people out here exposing themselves. I mean, it's a real shame. It's a real shame. And let's just go ahead and dive into the clips that I got today. I'm sorry, I can't just throw you right into the video. So some context. This interview that he had within the last week, he was talking once again about the one thing that he can't seem to get finished on this school just so it can open. He keeps saying it's the same thing.
It's Baba. The electricity, the plumbing in the HVAC has already been repaired, inspected, and approved by L&I for more than a year. So when she's asking for proof of renovation, the renovations are done, the major one. We're just dealing with the superficials right now, and the only thing left is the floor. We got to retop.
If you were to say, how soon can that building be ready? It can be ready in 3 weeks. We only have 3 weeks worth of repairs, 3 weeks worth of HVAC, 3 weeks worth of electric, 3 weeks worth of plumbing. So if, hypothetically speaking, if a black tradesman, a black HVACer said, I'm going to come volunteer, I'm going to fix the system, you have to pay for all of the materials, but I'm going to donate my time. If an electrician, if a plumber said, we're going to donate our time to fix the system, but you have to pay for all the material, the school would be up and running in 3 weeks.
My brother. Shout out to Jay the Informant, by the way. I mean, great work getting this information out there. He is doing some really good stuff over there. If you like these Dr. Umar videos, I really suggest you go over to his channel. He does have some really great videos. That's how I was able to compile some of the stuff from this video today. So if you like this video, I suggest you go check that out. But nonetheless, we're talking about Dr. Umar and these 3 weeks that just never seem to happen. These 3 weeks for Dr. Umar are equivalent to the last 5 minutes on Planet Namek. It's never going to seem to end. Whatever amount of time that seems to be suggested, the 5 minutes never runs out. The planet never explodes. You're never going to seem to quite get there. And that's the same thing with Dr. Umar. Bruh, it is 2025 now. That was from 2021. That is quite some time ago. 3 weeks needs to happen at some point in time. Do you not understand why people are losing faith? I mean, damn, if you keep saying that I'm going to pay you back, and weeks on weeks on weeks on end just keep going by, and you keep seeing these same people that you owe money to and you never give them the money back, you don't think that they would just stop believing that you would pay them the money? You're going to show up one day 6 years later, hey man, I got some of the money. You're not going to be shocked that they're shocked?
Cool. So anyway, let's continue. That's October. On March the 7th, I get a letter saying that we may sell your property. You may go to Superior Court to get a judgment against you and put a sheriff lien and possible sheriff sale against your property if you don't satisfy this amount that you owe us. The amount at the time, Baba, was about $70,000.
Wow.
Let me tell you what it was for. Let me tell you what it was for.
This old man is just another victim who has consumed a bottle of Dr. Umar's booty juice, very equivalent to Angelica's booty juice from Rugrats. Same thing that puts you under that hypnotized mind spell that makes you do crazy shit. Like, believe him. Like, he really believes this. Wow, that's tough. That was actually really hard for me to listen to. But please, Doc, tell me, what was it for?
Tell you what it was for. $30,000 was for water. Nigga! Baba, we don't use no water because nobody is in the school. I want the listeners to understand me. The city of Wilmington is trying to defunct our school through nonsense fees. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, I know. You're going to repeat nonsense fees again. But I don't believe this. I don't believe this story. I refuse to believe that they're going to charge you 30 something plus $1,000 for water. And then the excuse gets even more ridiculous as he explains it even more.
The city government of Wilmington, Delaware, and the Negro bureaucracy. And I'm saying the Negro bureaucracy because most of the people who are sabotaging us look just like us.
Oh my goodness.
I want to be very clear about this.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Not us being betrayed by our own people. Said the person who is betraying our own people. Oh boy, I tell you what, I mean, when they say that the call is coming from inside the house, this is what that is. My God, my brother, I mean, this old man sitting over here on this radio show or wherever he is. I don't know what platform that is, but all I know is Dr. Umar is on there with him and he's getting lied to and he's believing the lies, drinking the Kool-Aid, consuming the booty juice. It needs to end. This, Dr. Umar knows like the perfect stories to trigger black folks. Inner betrayal, hating ourselves, being conned. Oh my God, making up something that is so ridiculous that it's almost believable. Can you not believe that they charging me all this money for all these like late fees at Blockbuster? Damn man, they charging me $6,000. Yeah. If you did return the item back for 7 years, they're probably going to add up to some ridiculous fees. Now, the only thing is nobody's actually going to pay back those fees. I remember my dad a long time ago. We owed this company apparently like a couple $1,000s in late fees. It's like, dude, the value of the game and the movies don't even like succeed past that amount. They never got their money back. We got to keep the shit. But I'm just saying, like, there is a point where the late fees ridiculous. But that's diverting from the point of what I'm talking about here. I'm just saying Dr. Umar is clearly lying, but he's making up these stories, these fallacies that seem like they're out of some like book of fiction that it almost becomes believable. You're like, man, this is really captivating. Listen to how he tells it. He tells it like he's actually lived it. Like that's what good storytellers do. They tell you something in a way that's very believable. And that's what Dr. Umar does. He's not an idiot, but he is an idiot when it comes to doing this cover up because boy, it's bad. It's bad.
Let's look at this, Baba. 30,000 in water. We get our water bill every month for both schools because remember we got two. Mm-hmm. Our water bill combined every month is about $3,000. Baba, we don't use no water. Mm-mm. We don't use no water. But I'm being told you still have to pay this because of sewage and rain. In other words, when it rains and the water runs off of our building into the drain, we got to pay for that. Liar.
Then I suggest that you go out there and you start rigging them mains like my father used to do out there at the house. Like, listen, if they're going to charge you this amount of money every month for water, why haven't you raised questions months ago? Why did you wait until the debt was over $30-something thousand? If they're charging you $3,000 a month for both schools and you're up to $30K, that means you've waited almost a damn year, 10 months at the minimum. So I'm trying to wonder, like, what took so long before you started thinking, hey man, what the hell are you charging me this for?
You don't find that suspicious?
Hell, I looked at my water bill 1 month when they charged me way too much and I was like, hey, we got something to answer for here. I'm not going to keep paying $150 a month in water. What's going on? It sounds like I'm running a laundromat in this bitch, and I'm telling you, I only have like a basic washer dryer unit. It doesn't run that much water. And damn, I'm not even going to have to sit here and run that much water when I shower either. It's one person. You're acting like I got 15 people living in here. This needs to be fixed. If my bill was $3,000, I'm about to damn near start throwing tiki torches through the windows at that office. Like, my God, how do you not raise questions sooner than this? Now you're just on here bitching about things that are made up completely out of your asshole. I mean, we know this is cap.
So we just paid the city of Wilmington, Delaware, $70,000 in nonsense fees. Now it gets worse, Baba.
I beg your pardon?
He didn't pay this money. He's on a payment plan, which means he's now paying money. He didn't pay the $70,000. Don't let him lie to you about this, but he did, and I guarantee you this old man believed it.
In 2023, the City Council of Wilmington in 2023 decided to raise the vacant property registration fee if your building has been vacant for 5 years.
Hold up, let me just stop you right there. Why has this building been vacant for 5 years?
They decided in 2023 to raise the vacant property registration fee from $5,000 to $12,000.
Wow.
So what that means, Baba, if we don't get a waiver, and I'm telling y'all right now, if we don't get a waiver, we're going to have to march. This is going to have to be a protest.
I beg your pardon?
Because what they're doing to us is unfair and it's unjust. And we'll get to that in a minute. But if we don't get the vacant property registration fee waiver for 2025, and that bill comes out November the 1st, that's $12,000 for the Garvey building. That's $12,000 for the Douglas building. Baba, that's $24,000 more dollars.
Wow.
On top of the 70. Do you know what that means? In 1 year, we would have paid the city of Wilmington government almost $100,000 on nonsense fees, Bob.
But you haven't paid any money, and this money is bullshit. This is a lie. These nonsense fees is exactly what you're saying. Nonsense. They're lies that you have manufactured, came up with just so you have excuses to lay out to people. Just so you can act like you need a ridiculous amount of more donations, just so you can go out here and trick it off on crack cocaine or whatever. I don't know what else you're doing with your money, Doc, but all I'm saying is you seem to be out of it. You shouldn't be on a payment plan for this school to go back and make sure they didn't seize all your assets. I mean, it's just a damn shame, man. Like, this is sad. And the thing is like, I'm telling you, these hive-minded people, the people whose minds and souls have been snatched by Dr. Umar's, I guess, cunningness, they're gone.
Nonsense. And I'm calling them nonsense because we shouldn't have to pay them at all as a nonprofit building a school to improve a neighborhood that is impoverished.
Then why are you trying to put a school here if this area is this shitty? Why are you trying to put a school there? It doesn't sound like it's the safest location. It doesn't sound like you have a lot of resources. It doesn't sound like you have a whole lot. It sounds like this was a big pipe dream from the beginning. And it's not even just a pipe dream now. Now it's just no dream. Now it's just a lie. All of it is just scam. Scam city. I mean, that's all we've seen out of it. I just want to know why you wanted to put this school there. If you ever pay attention to Dr. Umar, boy, he can really talk down on some Negroes. It's almost like he's almost got some hate there. I mean, like, he's been triggered by us because we be coming at his ass. Pause. But I'm just saying that's one of those things, he really don't like it. Anytime somebody starts to do those expose videos, boy, I mean, Lynn and Honor, it lives hella rent-free in this man's head. Everywhere he goes, anytime there's a production, he's always talking about this one hater that's always after him. And it's Lennon, same guy. I mean, it's crazy to think that this man is always in the back of this man's mind. I mean, it's terrifying. It's like Sephiroth.
We just threw away on nonsense fees.
Was the water being metered?
The water is metered, and when you look at the meter, Baba, because we're not in there, it shows no usage. It shows no usage.
It shows no usage. It shows nothing. I mean, there's going to be people who sit around and actually just eat up this shit and don't ask any questions as to why this story doesn't make a lick of sense. Why are they charging you this money? People don't get charged for water dripping down into the sewer. I'm telling you, I mean, everybody's water bill would be just outrageous if that happened during raining season. Jesus Christ, and I haven't seen that happen yet. I refuse to believe that's real. Maybe it is. Maybe somebody's going to correct me in the comments, coming out here ready to get on the schlong of Dr. Umar.
It shows no usage.
7 o'clock.
But again, I was told when it rains, the water runs off your building into the drain. You have to pay for storm water and sewage.
Wow.
So we don't have no sewage.
But how do they measure that?
It's a set. I think it's a set amount. I don't know how they do it. It is.
Which tells me you have no idea where these charges are coming from and why they add up to the amount that they do. You're just making up stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just telling convincing lies out here on another platform, deceiving another senior citizen. I mean, I hope you feel good about yourself. Apparently your mama's sitting at home bedridden and you're out here just scamming folks. I mean, that's what you're doing on the side. I don't know what's going on at the house, Doc, but you need to clean that place. I've seen it.
I raised that up from 5,000 to 12,000. I'll tell you why they raised it up. Because they're trying to gentrify the city. They're trying to take as many properties from black people as they possibly can and give them to Caucasians. That's why.
And then finally, we had our second FDMG festival this past September the 10th. And I said, you know what? We may have to step outside the African-American community to get this done because we've been waiting 3 years for our people to help us, not for free. We could afford to pay them, but they wasn't being honest with us and straight up. And of course, we know that's not all of our contractors. We want to be clear. We've met a lot of decent contractors along the way, but the ones who we had to use because they was licensed and certified where we are, they didn't really do us right. So I said, let's go with some white folks. And guess what? Here we are, 90 days later, And the white contractors have gotten us to the finish line in 3 months versus 3 years.
Well, that was 2023, so that was over 2 years ago. So I'm assuming at this point you're still running on Planet Namek time. I mean, damn dog. I mean, your time is just like not right. I don't know the way you calculate it. You know how people will say like, hey man, I'm only 5 minutes away, and they're half an hour away. That's what Dr. Umar's like calculation of time. It's like, bro, you were not close. Somewhere you don't know how to measure this shit. I mean, you don't have touch. You don't have any like, anything that gets you smooth in these situations. Like you don't have a good gauge on measuring things. Like, I'm telling you, you're off. But which one is it? So is it like white men are the devil, or white men weren't all that bad? I mean, tell me. I need an explanation, because also based on what you were trying to do in your movie when you were trying to clap some white cheeks, I'm assuming at this point in time, to me, Dr. Umar is literally just smashing a pair of white cheeks away from being the Officer Tatum. He ain't too far away. With all the times that he be hating on his black people, like if you listen to him go on those tirades when he be like going in on some sisters, calling them, fishy coochie and all that stuff like that, when he starts saying all the mean things, talking about they smell worse than a fish market or Long John Silver's or Captain D's, and I mean, it's a long list of seafood places that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, we get the point, Doc. We get it. You're saying it was dirty, and for whatever reason, you still went down there and had adventures with your tongue. I don't understand. Like, please help me understand that logic. But whatever, you were still doing all these terrible things, and you were still trying to smash all these women in this movie, and apparently you wanted to sneak in a snow bunny, and you acted like that didn't happen. Like,
I can't speak for her. I can't speak for her. He wanted that. And then he is known for Black Queen. What is that? Black Queen.
Forever, snow bunnies never, snow puppy. Black queens forever.
Snow Bunny never. We all know him for that signature thing. He wanted me to have a love scene with a white woman. And I'm like, nah, time does not permit. I regret I didn't get that. I'm going to tell you, out of everything in Awaken, I regret I fought him on that. I regret I fought him on that. I wish, and I got a Rolodeck, get one of those pretty white girls, come on, and we would have filmed it. I told him, no, time does not permit. He wanted me to get, and then he, at his hotel room, the cheap little hotel I put him in, I didn't put him in no 5-star hotel. I'm keeping it real. He made a video because everybody's keeping track with it. He made a video. It's gonna be a snow bunny in the movie.
that's right. Like that wasn't going to get leaked? Did you think you could just suggest that and it wasn't going to get leaked? Come on, Doc. I suggest you go back and watch my movie review if you want to really know what I'm talking about. That was a really good video. I believe so. Like this video. Hype it, please.
What up, Malik? What? He got shot? Are you sure it was Ron? What happened? Police. Hold tight. I'm on my way, bro. Hold on. I'm out. I'm on my way. Babe, I gotta go.
No.
Ron got shot. The 14-year-old boy.
He's terrible. So we just sat here for a good while and we watched Dr. Umar try to manipulate this old man into believing the lies that he's been telling. The sad thing is, the one thing that I've noticed most lately about Dr. Umar's whole thing is that black women are waking up. But for whatever reason, black men still seem to want to Tarzan this guy. Like they are swinging off the nuts real heavy here. I mean, they won't let him go. Like, swing off. You know what I'm saying? Like, please go land somewhere so we can finish this contest, because y'all are apparently competing for who can D-ride for Dr. Umar the most. It's confusing to me, and I don't understand it. Because in this next interview, you're going to see this woman, giving out some really good logic, make some really good points about, hey, I don't know why y'all are still believing this stuff that he's doing to you guys. And then guess who's going to cape up for him? The two men out there. Oh, we got to speak up for black men. Like, no, dude, you don't need to speak up for all black men, or you're going to end up like MTR when he was out here caping up for Aaron the plumber. It's like, come on now, use some logic, use some sense. Not all of us are in the right. This is why in certain scenarios when y'all be sitting around here like, oh, I should be leading the household. No, we can't trust you. We shouldn't trust you, daddy, because guess what? You be making bad decisions. If we were to listen to you, would we be living under a bridge? My blanket would be cardboard right now, and my heater would be a trash can. That is not the life I would want to live. Eating rat sandwiches, no sir. Roasted rat. Probably had a little bit of bees in there, and I meant the rabies. You never know. Probably couldn't even cook the meat all tender. It would probably squirt a little bit when you bit into it. Just a disaster.
In here. I definitely feel that Dr. Umar is a scammer. When you are not only that, a grifter, a charlatan, as well, and a fraud. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you scam people, you are intentionally committing a fraud or participates in dishonest schemes. And that's exactly what Dr. Umar did. And what also makes him a scammer is because he preyed on people's good intentions. That's the meaning of a scammer. When you prey on someone that's donating their money with their good intentions that you're going to open a school, and you do not do that, then you are a scammer. Now, as far as where I blame the Black people, the Black community that donated and continue to donate without even seeing the red flags or choosing to ignore the red flags, when you are donating your money to someone with any type of business opportunity, you need to see receipts.
That's not a business opportunity, man. That's not an investment.
Well, damn, homeboy was about to come up out of his seat because she said she needed some receipts. Oh my goodness. He was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, he's about to start barking. The man's about to lose his mind. Don't you ask for evidence, please. God forbid. I want to see, where is the evidence of you doing the right thing with my money? Where's my receipt for my donation? I can't file this shit on my taxes like I'm supposed to because you never gave me proof that I actually gave a donation. You just took it like it needed some money for Coke. So which one is it, homie? Help me out.
Celebrities and people that started to see the red flags and back their money out. He cannot be a one-man show to open up a school. There's just no way you could do that. You have to have other people on board to make it work. You cannot be a one-man show trying to open up a school. Every time when it was always an issue with him, when he got some Black contractors to do this or that, and it never came to fruition, he had a bunch of excuses for that. If there is no school, there's a building. That's it. It's a building. There's no school. The school doesn't exist. And when we want to talk about scammer, he scammed King Randall. He scammed King Randall out of money. King Randall paid Dr. Umar over $3,000. I'm not done, sir. King Randall paid Umar over $3,000 to come and speak at his school for boys. Paid for everything. Dr. Umar backed out and never gave the man his money back.
Now, I have no idea who that is. Like, that might be Pastor Bussy for all I know.
So when we talk about scammers and the definition of that, he is that 10 times and then some.
Right.
That's just my opinion and take on it. And we really need to take a look at the Black people and the Black community that donated their money. What is really going on with the mental of these people that they did this for so long without seeing or asking for any receipts from this man?
To me, it sounds like she's speaking with logic, using common sense, making compelling arguments, asking genuine questions about things that make a lot of sense. Why can't anybody get some receipts? Why can't we ask these questions? Also, what is going on with the mental health of these individuals to keep falling for these shenanigans? What's wrong, you guys? Like, what kind of toxic talkies could y'all be eating that allows y'all's brains to rot to this point to believe this? Like, it's already bad enough that we have AI slop out here just completely destroying Gen Alpha. I mean, that generation stands no chance. They're all going to be cooked by middle school. I pray for the well-being of the young kids that are in my family. I really do, like, because I'm worried. There's a lot of things they got to navigate out there to just destroy their brains. And then you have adults that just get their brains melted just as bad. Getting convinced of the same sloppy, terrible arguments. People don't want to ask and hold anybody accountable. It's like, I don't understand. Like, why can't you acknowledge that the abuse is taking place? Like, we all know, like, 5 days a week, she been getting slapped around the house and everybody just quiet. No. Anybody start asking some questions, you're just like, whoa, I don't know anything. Like, guys, somebody one day needs to speak up and start telling the truth. Somebody has got to be a man here. But for whatever reason, the men are the ones who get deceived the most. Crazy.
Him up there. I believe Charlamagne is going to say like next month or something like that. But Umar Johnson's supposed to be going on the Breakfast Club, which is going to expose him more about this school. And I wonder how long they're going to talk about the school. I wonder if they're going to even talk about all the inaccuracies when it comes to Umar Johnson in this school. But Will Locke is up here. He's just shaking his head. He's defending Umar Johnson when OG Patrice makes a lot of great points.
So can't tell people who's the father and who's not the father.
I did not say that. I didn't say none of that.
What type of receipts? Do you watch Umar for real?
No, because I knew he was a scammer from day one. So no.
So if you haven't watched him from day one, then why all the rhetoric?
But because I don't watch the scammer. You know who I watched? The people that showed receipts of his actions. Those are the people that I paid attention.
Q, has he shown receipts in the past? Has Umar showed any type of receipt, any type of transparency in the past?
Not to my understanding. I never watched or look for any receipts.
Homie, that's a problem. You never look for any receipts. You never look for any reasons to believe you're not being scammed. Oh no, I just believe him. That's just a good brother out there. He would never do us wrong. I mean, my God. This is like knowing somebody's been murdered behind the door, but you just won't open the door to see and confirm it for yourself so you can make the decision to call 911. Like, you need to call 911. The person needs to be identified. The families need to be notified of what happened. But you're just going to sit on the other side of the door and ignore what's going on the opposite side just because it makes you feel comfortable. I don't want to ask for receipts because I don't want to know the truth. That's all that is. I don't want to be held accountable for aiding to this guy scamming. That's all that is. This is cope.
My first involvement with Umar was when he came to the NAACP lecture down in St. John Parish at the River Parish Community College. And after that, I've been to the FDMG festivals. I never watch Umar's lectures. I never have. I very rarely watch anything he's doing online. But I have a question for the young lady.
So why is he? But he's online defending him. So I don't believe what he's saying. Now I do believe when he say he hasn't seen any of the receipts. But he's online defending Umar Johnson. But he's saying that he don't watch anything that he does online. So if you can't track anything that he's doing with the school, why are you online defending him against talking points that she's using, like the King Randall talking point, which has been proven? The fact that he doesn't show receipts, you actually just acknowledge that he doesn't show receipts, which has been proven.
I think ultimately people do this because they simply can't take an L. They just can't simply say, I don't know. They can't ask for help. They can't say, I don't know something, because it'll make them feel inferior. When it doesn't make you inferior, it just means you don't know the information that everybody else does all the time. And it's not even everybody else. It's just sometimes it's just them. Sometimes it's just that circle, just that group. It's like that person who pretends to have watched that movie, even though they didn't watch that movie. They'll try to participate in the conversation, but you realize they don't have much to say because they actually didn't watch it. They just didn't want to seem like they were the one who was missing out. FOMO. A lot of people be living like that. I mean, that's what causes this mentality. People don't want to seem like they were hooked on phonics. It's okay. Apparently, my parents thought I was going to be slow. They had all sorts of educational videos laid out for me just to make sure I would succeed in life. Guess what? I was really good at math and spelling. So it worked out. It helped me. You know what I'm saying? But you just can't be like this, where you get to yourself and you're like 45, 50 years old and you don't simply know how to say, you know what, maybe I wasn't read up on that. I wasn't familiar with your game. I apologize. A lot of these people had the same traits. They can't say I'm sorry. They can't take accountability, and they just can't simply acknowledge when they're wrong. It is sad. It's sad. It's really sad.
All right. Yeah, just a yes/no question if possible. Do you think Umar has had an uninterrupted and unfettered pathway to opening the school and he blew it? Yes or no?
When you saying uninterrupted pathway, you can kind of be more specific by that.
Essentially, he's asking, can we make up any excuse for this man to justify him not getting shit done for over a decade? That's all he's asking. Can we make up excuses for him? Is there anything that we have, any takers? Does anybody have any stories they would like to share? There aren't any that will actually be justifiable.
In other words, he had no hindrances. He had nobody getting in his way. He had nobody causing any problems, fucking with the contractors, calling people against him, calling PayPal, Cash App, all these other people. He had no interruptions on that pathway.
I just want you guys to know that these people are talking about people making videos about him online is what's stopping him from opening this school that he's been collecting money for 19 years. He's had the building for going on 7 years. This is what's stopping him. People making videos online about all the inaccuracies, all the scams that he's been pulling, like the shockumentary scam, which he collected money for a movie, never produced a movie.
My answer to that is this. He got in his own way.
Ma'am, facts.
He got in his own way.
So wait. So I'm asking you, wait a minute. So I'm asking you, are you saying that there was no outside interference with his quest for opening the school?
I don't believe that there was, no.
She said, no, I do not believe him. I think he's lying. I don't think there's been anything holding him back. I think the only thing that's been holding him back is himself. And the fact that he has just refused to take any responsibility of what he was supposed to actually do in the beginning. Some people were like, you know what? I think when he first started this journey, I think he had good intentions. You know, I used to think that too. I don't think so anymore. I think this was always a scam. I think this was always a crock of shit. I think this was always what it was supposed to be. He always has some, like, you know, he doesn't really have thought this all the way out. Like, I don't know if he has a getaway plan. I don't think he has a planned helicopter that's going to fly on to Ghana, you know, overnight just to make sure he got up out of the country and was never able to return or some crazy stuff. I don't know if he has that anything going on, but I know he has dual, you know, citizenship. So maybe he does have a backup plan to flee. But I just, my thing is, these dudes will sit here and act like, oh my God, you just don't want to trust a brother. But I guarantee you, if I was a white man, you would be over here believing everything I was saying, when that's not the truth. If somebody came over there with some lies and some sketchy information, they would have questions. They would. I really believe that, because anybody who's really paying attention to this whole saga just knows, like, I'm sorry, if you're really paying attention, if you really hear the man out, there's a lot of empty space in these stories. Just saying, there's a lot of empty space, and there's a lot of things that aren't answered for that don't make any sense. Come on, man. $30,000 for water, $70,000 for water and sewage, more electricity for a school that doesn't have anything going on. I mean, come on, man. There's more to it, what you're talking about. You just will not tell the truth. And we all know it. Like, share, hype the video, all that stuff. You know, hopefully you enjoyed this video today. Hopefully you did. Sorry it was really long, but yeah. Peace. Oh, and yeah, Dr. Umar is a cult leader.
Jail, 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 jail. You going to jail. Jail.